My fiancé betrayed me with my friend and laughed about it at our party. So I told people her secret. This made her whole life fall apart. I am 29 years old. I was with my girlfriend Mia for 3 years. We both work with money. We met at a very boring work meeting. The most fun thing was talking about money plans while eating old bread and drinking bad coffee. We liked each other fast. She came to live in my city home last year. 6 months ago, I asked her to marry me. I gave her my grandma's ring. It was a pretty old ring that my family had for a long time. Life was good. After about 1.5 years of being together, we talked late one night. We told each other true things. I told Mia about something that happened to me when I was young. It was a health problem that left my body not the same as other men. I had learned to live with it. I never told any other woman about this. I do not want to tell people on the computer what it is. This was not a small thing. It made me feel bad about myself for many years. It made me not sure if I wanted to be close to a new woman. It made me think if anyone would want me as I am. I went to doctors who help with feelings for many years. I learned to like myself even with my problem. Mia acted just how I wanted and even better. She understood me. She helped me feel better. She was nice in all the right ways. She made me feel like nothing changed between us. She said real love means taking someone as they are with all their problems. She held me that night and said soft words that she loved me just the way I am. She said being open with problems is what makes love real. That moment made us close in a way I never felt before. It made us trust each other. It made me think we could have a life together. But her family was hard to deal with. My family says what they mean. Her dad, Robert, was a man who loved God very much. He went to church 2 times a week. He said prayers before eating. He used words from the Bible for all life things. He seemed like a good man with good rules. He would give you anything you needed. But watching him talk to his wife made me feel bad. She told him what to do all the time. She told him what clothes to wear to work. She told him how to use his free time. She told him which friends he could see. She even told him what food to eat at places to eat. He just said yes and said, "You know best, dear." His wife, Patricia, made all choices. The man had no strength to say no. She probably made him weak over many years by telling him what to do. Patricia was a difficult woman. She smiled nice, but hurt you inside. She talked like she was playing a game. She wanted to win. She said things that sounded nice, but made you feel bad. She always wore nice clothes. She always told you what to do, even if you did not ask. She always acted like she knew best how people should live. I thought Mia was not like her mom because Mia made eyes that showed she did not like when her mom told people what to do. But I was wrong about who Mia really was. I spent 3 weeks planning our party to say we will get married. I planned every small thing. We did not just go to a normal place to eat. I got a special room at the best place to eat in the city. I paid for Robert and Patricia to fly here from Phoenix. I made sure my sister Jessica and my best friend David could come. I got cars to take people places. I even had the place to eat make special food that Mia liked. I bought new nice clothes to wear. I wanted everything to be perfect. It cost a lot of money. I spent about $8,000 for that one night, but I thought it was worth it. This should be a big day you remember all your life. It was my party to say we will get married. It should be very nice. The night went just as I planned. 20 people were in the special room. Everyone wore nice clothes and was happy. Robert said a prayer to God. He talked about marriage and trust. It felt good at that time. I kept looking at Mia across the table. I thought how lucky I was to have someone who understood me. She knew my biggest secrets and loved me anyway. When it was time to give nice talks about us, the room felt more serious. Robert talked first. His talk made me cry. He said he was happy I would be in their family. He said he could see that Mia and I loved each other. He said God planned for us to be together. Jessica talked next. She felt strong feelings when she talked. She said she was happy I found real love again after my last marriage ended. She said I seemed different with Mia. I seemed happier and more sure of myself. She talked about when we were kids. I always kept everyone safe. I always looked after other people. She was happy to see someone take care of me now.
David talked next. He was funny but nice. He made jokes about how he was happy I found someone who could live with how I like to plan everything. He joked about how I look at information for 3 months before I buy something big. Then Mia stood up. I sat back in my chair with a big happy smile. I thought she would tell a nice story about us. Maybe she would say she knew I was different from other men she dated from our first real talk. She started talking normal. She said how we met at the work meeting. She said I was the only person there who wanted to talk about things other than money plans. She talked about our first real date. We went to a bad Italian place in the city. A worker there spilled red food on my white shirt. I laughed and did not get mad. I was nodding and feeling happy. Everything in my life felt right. But then her face changed. The nice smile I expected became something else. It was a cold look I had never seen before. She held her glass up high. The room got quiet. People thought she would say something nice about love, but Mia looked right at me and said, "Here's to marrying a man who loves me a lot. It shows love wins overall, even when the man part is small." I felt very bad. I tried hard not to show my face. No one talked for 2 seconds. Then Patricia laughed loud like it was the funniest thing ever. Her brother Kevin almost spit his drink out because he was laughing so hard. Even Robert laughed a little. He was so controlled by his wife that he laughed when she laughed, even when he did not know why it was funny. Jessica and David sat still in their chairs. Their faces showed how shocked and upset they were. I felt the same way. This woman I was going to marry had used my biggest secret to hurt me. She did this in front of both our families. She took the time when I was most honest and scared. I shook when I told her about my body problem. She made it into a show for all the people in the room. She was mean on purpose. She planned to say this. She did not just say it by accident. She planned what to say. She probably talked to her mom about it before. The mean smile on her face showed me she liked hurting me. I did not yell or throw things. I did not make a big scene. She would say I was crazy or mean if I did that. I just moved my chair back and stood up slow. Everyone in the room watched me. The laughing stopped. People knew something bad had happened. I walked around the table to where Mia still stood. Her mean smile started to go away when she saw my face. She had never seen me look like that before. I took her left hand nice and slow. I took my grandma's ring off her finger. I looked right in her eyes. I said loud so everyone could hear, "You do not get to have this ring." Then I turned and walked out of the room. I did not look back. I did not listen to her voice saying, "Wait, it was just a joke. Why are you so upset? Where are you going?" When I drove home, I thought about everything I thought was true about us. Was any of it real? When she held me that night after I told her about my body problem, was she already planning to use it to hurt me? How many of her friends knew my secret because she thought my pain was funny? When I got to my parking place, I knew what I would do. This would not be a sad breakup with crying and asking to stay together. We were done. I would handle it like doing business. I got to our home. It is really my home. I went right to the closet. I took out all her clothes, her dresses, her work clothes, the costly coat I bought her for Christmas. I put everything in big bags for trash. I went to every room. I took out everything that was hers. Things in the bathroom, things in the kitchen, things in the bedroom. Everything. It did not matter if it cost a lot of money or if it meant something to her. If it was hers, it went in the trash bags. It took me about an hour and a half to clean out 3 years of us living together. I had 12 big bags. I tied them all up. Then I sat down and waited. Mia came back 47 minutes after I left the place to eat. I heard her in the hall trying to use her key. Then I heard the sound when the key would not work. While I was putting her things in bags, I called a person who fixes locks. It cost me 2 times the normal money because it was late at night, but it was worth it. She started hitting the door right away, loud, fast hits like she thought she could break the door. She said, "I know you're in there. Open the door. We need to talk." I let her hit the door for 5 minutes. Then I opened the door just a little so I could see her face. Her makeup was messy from crying. Her hair was messy from her hands. She looked like someone who just realized she ruined her whole life with one dumb thing. "Honey, please let me tell you why," she said. Her voice was shaky. "It was just a dumb joke. It came out wrong. You know I did not mean to hurt you."
I was nervous and tried to be funny. It sounded worse than I wanted. "Please do not end our relationship because of one mistake." "We're done," I said. My voice was flat and final. "Do not come back."
I started to close the door, but she put her foot in the space. Wait, you cannot end 3 years because of this. I made a mistake. Okay, I said I did it, but we can fix this. We can go to a person who helps couples. I will say sorry to everyone. I will do what you want. Move your foot, I said. No, not until you listen to me. This is crazy. You are throwing away everything we had. I said move your foot. She looked at me for a few seconds. She hoped I would change my mind. When she saw I was serious, she moved her foot. I closed the door and locked the new lock. She kept trying for 20 more minutes. She hit the door. She asked me to open it. She said bad things. She tried everything. She said she would make it up to me. She said bad things about our home and our things. She even said she was having crazy thoughts and needed help. I turned on the TV and did not listen. Finally, it was quiet. I waited 1 more hour to make sure she was gone. Then I started taking the bags down to the street. I made 12 trips. I could have used the big elevator to go faster, but I wanted to take my time. Each bag felt like I was getting rid of heavy weight. By 2 in the morning, I put all the bags nice and neat on the side of the street. It looked like art about the end of love. I went back up, opened a soda, and waited by the window. She came back at about 3:15 in the morning. She thought she would find me tired and sad, but she found her whole life in trash bags on the sidewalk. I watched from my window. She got on her knees on the hard ground. Her pretty dress was messy now. She looked through the bags fast. She tried to find her things. She kept looking up at my window. She looked like she needed help. She hoped I would show her this was just for show and we would be okay in the morning. I just stood there and watched. She chose to make me feel bad in front of 20 people. She used the most private thing I ever told her. Now she got to look through trash bags in her nice dress at 3 in the morning. This seemed fair to me. She spent almost an hour out there. She put her things in her car. She probably thought about how her perfect night became a bad dream. Every few minutes, she looked up at my window, but I did not move. I just watched her deal with what happened because of what she did. My phone started making noise at 6 in the morning the next day. It did not stop for 5 days. Mia's messages went through different stages. First, she sent long messages. She said I was too upset. She said I made her feel bad in front of her family when I left. She said I couldn't take a joke. She actually said I should say sorry for making a scene at the place to eat. Then she said bad things. She said, if you think you can throw me away like trash, you are wrong. I know things about you that would ruin what people think of you. Everyone at work, your friends, your family, they will all know what kind of sad man you are. You have 24 hours to call me back, say sorry, and fix this, or I will tell everyone your secrets. It was amazing how brave she was, but it showed me who she really was. She was not sweet like she acted. I did not answer any of her messages. When that didn't work, she tried to make a deal. She said she would never hurt me again. She said she was just nervous and trying to be funny like her family. She said we could go to a person who helps couples. She said she would go to a class to control anger. She said she would do anything I wanted. Each message showed me I made the right choice. This was not someone who made one bad choice. This was someone showing who she really was when things got hard. Patricia called on Tuesday morning. It was 3 days after the bad party. I knew she would call. She said, "You really made Mia feel bad the other night." She didn't even say hello. Her voice sounded mean. I had learned to hate that sound over the years. She said, "She was just trying to make people laugh with a joke. Married people make fun of each other all the time. It's normal and good." "Is that what you call it?" I asked. My voice was calm, but I was getting ready for what she would say next. She said, "Don't be so dramatic. She is very upset that you cannot take a joke. Maybe you should think if you are ready for marriage. You run away when there is a small problem. Real men do not leave their women because their feelings are hurt." I thought it was time to find out how bad this was. I said, "Patricia, how often do you and Mia talk about our private life?" She said, "Moms and daughters talk about everything. It's good for women to talk. It's better than men who keep things inside." I said, "Everything means what?" She laughed. It was the same mean laugh I heard at the party. She said, "Oh, honey, I know all about your problem. Mia tells me everything about you too. She tells me about your work.
She tells me about your body problems. How else can I tell her how to handle a man like you?" My stomach felt sick when I knew how bad this was, but I kept my voice calm. I said, "What kind of help exactly?" She said, "Someone has to be the boss in a marriage. It is usually the woman if she is smart. Men like you need someone to tell you what to do. You need to remember your place." Mia was just showing who is in charge at the party. She showed everyone who has the power in your relationship. That was the person in charge showing who she was. She said she told her daughter to make me feel bad. She wanted to show she had power over me. I could hear in her voice that she had been doing this for years. She probably did the same thing to Robert. That is why he just says yes to everything now. I said, "Patricia, listen to me very carefully. Your daughter hurt me by telling my private secret for your fun. You treated our relationship like a TV show. You told her to make me feel bad in front of people to show you have power. I am not your husband to control." She said, "Now wait just a minute." I said, "Tell me," and I did not let her talk. "Does Robert know you talk about another man's private things with your daughter? I am sure he would love to hear about your good talking at Sunday dinner. What do you think his friends from church would say? They would hear that the church leader's wife talks about private marriage things." She hung up the phone right away. That night, Robert called. His voice was different. This was not the husband who did what his wife said. He sounded sad, but also clear about things. He said, "I am so sorry." He breathed hard like he had been crying. I did not know what Mia said until Patricia told me today. We taught her to be better than that. I promise we taught her to respect people, to keep secrets, to treat people with respect. I said Robert in a nice voice. I liked him even though he let his wife control him. I said, "Did you think what she said was funny?" He was quiet for a long time. When he talked again, his voice sounded full of shame. He said, "No, God help me." I laughed because everyone else laughed. I thought it was a joke between you two. When I knew what really happened, what she really did, I have felt sick for 3 days. I cannot sleep. I said, "I am glad you called, but I cannot forgive this." He said, "I understand. I just wanted you to know that is not who we are. That is not how I raised her. Patricia has been changing Mia in ways I did not see. I am starting to see many things I did not see for years." I liked Robert too much to ask more questions, but I could hear he was finally seeing the truth after many years of not seeing it. Good for him, but I was done with that family. After these calls, I put my phone away. I started to fix my life again. I took all the bad things out of my life. 3 months went by. It felt like a whole new life. I worked hard at my job. I went to the gym a lot. I started to date again, but careful, nothing serious. I just wanted to see if I could trust someone new with my feelings. I thought the bad dream was finally over. I thought it was a hard lesson about trusting the wrong person. Then I heard people talking about me at work. It started small. That is how people talk at work. People would stop talking when I walked by. People would look at each other in meetings. It felt like everyone knew something I did not know. I thought I was just being too careful. I thought I was still too upset about what happened. But then people started to treat me different. Not mean, but like they felt sorry for me and thought it was funny. This made me feel bad. My friend Chris from the computer department took me aside at lunch. He asked the question I did not want to hear. He said, "Dude, is it true what people are saying about you? About your problem?" His words hurt me like he hit me. I said, "Where did you hear that?" He said, "Everyone at work is talking about it. Tyler from the money department tells everyone. He says his new girlfriend told him everything about you. Real private stuff." I did not want to believe it. But he knew small details that were true. Tyler was loud and annoying. He used people's private stories to make people like him. He never had his own ideas, but he could tell stories exactly as he heard them. And he was dating Mia. Now I felt even worse than when she first heard me. She told my secret to someone who loves to spread stories. He would turn my private pain into a show at work. It was like she learned how to hurt me as much as possible. She made a plan to ruin my work life and my personal life. I talked to Tyler the next day. I found him by the coffee machine. He was talking with other people who like to talk about others. I said, "We need to talk." I showed him I was serious. He looked like he thought he had power over me. He said, "Hey man, I am just telling what I heard. If you have problems with your body, maybe you should not tell people. That is not my fault." He was mean in a normal way. I expected that from him. I said, "Tyler, I will say this one time. Listen to me. Stop telling people my private things, or this will become a problem with the law." He laughed. The sound showed me what kind of person he was. He said, "Dude, relax. Mia tells me everything about you. I could tell funny stories to my friends. Maybe if you were more of a man, there would not be so much to laugh about." My hands became fists. For a second, I thought about hitting his face on the coffee machine. He looked so pleased with himself. He was ruining my name so easily. It was hard not to grab his throat in front of everyone. But making a scene would give him more things to use against me, so I stepped back. I looked right in his eyes. I said, "We will see who is laughing when my lawyer is done with you." That night, I called my lawyer. She was a woman who helped me with work papers before. She knew about work laws and personal court cases. I told her what happened. I told her about the mean treatment, the damage to my work name, and how they hurt my feelings on purpose. She felt bad for me, but told me what I could do. She said, "We can definitely say they were mean to you and said bad things about you. The fact that this is about private secrets you told her makes it even stronger. I think we should start with papers that say they cannot come near you. Then we can do more after that." And I will not lie, I felt very bad that night. I felt bad that I let a crazy, toxic person like Mia into my life. I felt bad that I told her something private about me. By Friday afternoon, Tyler and Mia both got papers that said they cannot come near me. People gave them the papers at their jobs. The papers said they were mean to me, said bad things about me, hurt my feelings on purpose, and hurt my work. I made sure people saw them get the papers. I did it when it would be most embarrassing for them. Mia called me that night from a number I did not know. Her voice was angry and scared. She was starting to understand what would happen because of what she did. She screamed, "You are ruining my life! Tyler left me because he does not want legal problems. I could lose my job because of this. All because you cannot take a joke." I listened to her scream for 30 seconds. She showed me more of who she really was with every word. Then I stopped her. I said, "Stay away from me. Stop talking about my private life with anyone, or I will do more legal things. This is your only warning." I hung up the phone. I blocked her number right away. I was done wasting time on her crazy self. Time to let the lawyers handle it now. 7 days after they got the papers that said to stay away, I got a video from a number I did not know. I was eating lunch at my desk. I thought it might be about work from a person I work with. I opened it without looking who sent it. The first picture showed Mia's face. Her face was red and she was breathing hard. I knew right away what I was seeing. The camera moved back. I could see she was having sex with Tyler. It looked like they were in his cheap apartment. The video was 2 minutes long. It showed things that made me feel sick. Not because of what I saw, but because of what I heard and why she sent it to me. She looked right at the camera many times. She knew it was recording. She was doing it for me to see. At the end, while still with Tyler, she looked right at the camera. She said my name. Then she said, "This is what it is like to be with a real man. Too bad you will never know how that feels." She was so mean. I sat there looking at my phone. I felt disgusted and hurt like I never felt before. This was the woman I was going to marry. This was the woman I told my dreams and fears to. This was the woman I trusted with my heart and my secrets. She learned my weak spots like a person in the army. She used them to hurt me as much as she could. I thought about calling the police right away. Making and sending sex videos to hurt someone breaks the law. But as I sat there thinking about what to do, I thought about Robert's voice. He sounded like a dad who was sad his daughter became someone he did not know. I thought about Patricia's mean face. She said she told Mia to make me feel bad in front of people to show power. This video would hurt both of them, but in different ways. Robert would be very sad to see what his daughter became. Patricia would have problems with people and money. She did not think this would happen. The church people they knew, the high place Patricia had in society, the good life Robert gave her, all of it would be gone when the right people saw who Mia really was. I do not know if I went too far, but I made copies of parts of the video. I did not copy the sex parts that could get me in legal trouble, but I copied enough to show what was happening. I copied the sound of Mia's mean words at the end. Then I made email accounts that did not show my name. I used computers that anyone can use. I sent the video parts to Robert, Patricia, Kevin, and some of Mia's close friends. These friends still talk to people I know on the computer. What happened next was fast and worse than I thought. Robert was very upset. He called me at 6 in the morning the next day. I never heard a person sound so broken. He was destroyed by what he learned about his daughter. He said in a quiet voice, "What has she become? How did we raise someone who could be so mean? Where did we go wrong?" He cried, and his words were not clear. He said he was awake all night after he got the video. Not just because of what the video showed, but because it showed him that his wife had been a bad influence on their daughter. For many years, Patricia had been like poison in their home. She made him seem weak, she controlled their children, she made their family bad and not normal. He said, "I asked to end our marriage this morning. We were married for 32 years, but I cannot live with someone who turned our daughter into this monster. I am also stopping paying for Mia's school. She has one more part of school left, but she will learn what happens when you do bad things." By noon, friends we both knew told me what was happening. Mia was calling everyone she knew. She tried to explain the video. She said it was not real. She said it was changed to make her look bad. But the sound was clearly her voice saying my name. Her friends did not believe her excuses. People who knew us together were shocked by how mean she was. Patricia was very scared. She never had a real job as an adult. She did not know how to live without Robert's money. For many years, she was a wife who did not work. She used her husband's money to be important in society. She controlled everyone around her. I guess she never thought her husband would become strong one day. Mia had to deal with school right away. She had no money to pay for school, her home, or food. But that was not her biggest problem. News travels fast in the money business. Our business is smaller than people think. The paper that said she cannot come near me was public. Someone at her job looked into it. By the end of the week, she lost her job at the place where she was learning to work. Money businesses do not like legal problems with their workers. They especially do not like problems about being mean to people and saying bad things about them. Without that job, she could not get a good job after she finished school.
Money companies check your past. This kind of legal problem ruins your work life. She had to try to get emergency school loans. She worked part-time at a coffee place in the city. Tyler had problems at our office too. The bosses wanted to fire him anyway. He liked to tell stories about people. He was not good at his job. Many people did not like him at work. The paper that said he cannot come near me gave them the reason they needed. They called him to the people who hire and fire on a Friday afternoon. He did not come back to work on Monday. I heard people say they fired him because he made work a bad place to be. They also said he was not good at his work. The week after Tyler lost his job, I saw him at a gas place near work. He looked 5 years older. He did not shave. His clothes were messy. He looked like someone whose life fell apart. He saw me too. He started to say something. Then he thought better of it. He just walked away. That was smart. A few days ago, Chris told me that Mia goes to Tyler's apartment building. She calls his work. She follows him. Someone even saw her in her car outside our office a few times. She probably hoped to see him. Pathetic is not a strong enough word for what she is doing. In 1 week, Robert's divorce lawyer stopped them from using their money together. Mia's nice life in the suburbs fell apart. They had to leave their home because Patricia could not pay for it. The last I heard, Patricia was working in a store for the first time in her life. Her bosses were half her age and told her what to do. Mia was sleeping on friends' couches. She tried to finish school while working any small job she could find. 3 weeks later, Robert called me one last time. His voice was different. It was stronger and more sure than I ever heard it. He said, "I want to thank you for helping me see what my family became. I was weak for too many years, but I am getting strong again. There is a woman at church who understands faith and being nice. I am remembering what good relationships are like. As for me, I am doing better than I have in years. People at work stopped talking about me when Tyler left. And I am seeing someone new. She is a woman who knows that trust is special and secrets are not weapons. She knows about my body problem, but she learned about it the right way. She understands and accepts me. People ask if I feel bad about what happened to them. The simple answer is no. You cannot destroy someone's trust on purpose and then expect nice things when your actions have results. I did not make that video. I did not make her feel bad at our party. I did not tell my private secrets to people at work. I just made sure the right people saw who she really is. The paper that says she cannot come near me is still good. I have not heard from her in months, and I kept my grandma's ring. It is in my safe now. It is waiting for someone who really deserves it.